is married out of Stevens of South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Handsome, dignified, 64 years old. That's hubby. Charming, with the most attractive snow-white hair, 62 years young. That's the missus. Here are Mr. and Mrs. Lester Seaman. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning,
and Mrs.
Mr.
Seaman.
Hurley.
Well, I'm awfully glad to have you with us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, you are a retired gentleman squire, Mr. Seaman. Is that so?
That's right.
What was your business, sir?
General manager of a cable company.
Did you say he's pushing you, Mrs. Seaman? You want me to bop him?
No.
You can do that.
Many a time she's done it, too.
Well, we try not to bring those things out,
sure.
but they do happen. Well, they come up anyhow. Well, you say you were a retired manager of a cable company.
Cable company.
And now what do you do?
Grow plants. Raise flowers and grow plants.
That's your hobby?
That's my hobby.
You have a real green thumb, do you?
Well, sometimes.
What are your favorite flowers?
All kinds. Pansies, delphiniums, zinnias.
Did you raise a big family, too?
Well, 4 children.
Flowers.
4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls.
And how many grandchildren do you have, Miss Seaman?
14 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? Wonderful. Yeah, I guess you kind of love a big family, huh?
Yes, I do.
See what happens when a boy and girl started holding hands 50 years ago? Look at all these people out there. They're all single.
Well, we still hold hands.
Good for you.
I do.
Do you mind putting your arm around her right now just for old time's sake? Fine, then we'll have her a little closer to our microphone, too. Well, do you agree with our engaged gal that men always come into their wives' families?
Yes, I do, Mr. Hurley.
You do?
Yes. I know. I think that they shouldn't desert their own family.
Yeah.
And I think if they cared for their family, they wouldn't.
But they would.
My experience with my sons-in-law and daughters-in-law has been that they've been wonderful to us, and still they've always loved their own parents.
Good. I'm sure that's because of you, too.
I hope so.
I bet you're a wonderful mother.
Oh, thank you.
I got a letter from Mrs. Daisy Deck of Pottstown, Pennsylvania, with an interesting question that I'd like to ask you folks now. Mrs. Seaman, did your husband get up nice to walk with any of those babies? No, he's shaking his head.
Never.
Never?
No,
Huh?
never.
But
I
he
never
was-
expected him to.
Oh, now you hear that, you young people? Never expected him to. All right. Is there any reason why he wouldn't get up?
No, but I always felt if a man worked hard, a woman can't let down on her housework, and take it a little easy if she doesn't have a night's rest. But when a man goes out to make the living, he certainly has to work.
That
was my impression of it.
Good for you. That's very fair. Mrs. Seaman, did you change much with marriage? Oh. Oh, yeah. Keep out of this, sir.
Just a little. I weighed 110 when I was married. And now I'm very thin. I only weigh 235. I have weighed 282.
Oh, well, that's quite an improvement, isn't it?
I think so.
Mr. Seaman, how did you change after you married Mrs. Seaman?
Well, I didn't change, except that I heard my wife's suggestions. Everything she says, I do, baby.
What did you think of him when you first met him, Mrs. Seaman?
I thought he was sort of a foolish fellow. I was only 14, and he was the bull Brahmo of the party. We met at a party, and I thought he was sort of silly. I think I was a little bit jealous of him because the girls they played kissing games, and he was out of the room most of the time.
Did your number come up in that game later on?
I don't recall it. It did. I don't think it was very popular.
That's why you were jealous.
Yes.
How was he dressed? You said he was a Beau Brummel. What did he
Well,
wear?
he had a very heavy head of black hair, which, of course, he lost.
That's right.
I think he had a dark suit, and at that time, boys wore knee pants.
Yeah.
And he had knee pants on.
Oh, very dashing, huh?
Oh, yes.
When you convinced her that you were the right man, Mr. Seaman, did you have a great big wedding?
No, we eloped. We ran away.
Oh, did you? Oh, that sounds interesting. How did that come about?
Well, we planned that my father disapproved of my getting married young, and so
He
we
disapproved of
planned.
me, too.
I packed my clothes in a market basket, and I left them down out of the third-floor window of our home.
Yeah, with a rope, you mean?
Yes,
That was a
clothes
clothes
line.
basket, though.
A clothes basket.
And my sister was an accomplice of mine, and my husband was down, or he wasn't my husband then. He was downstairs with a satchel. He put my clothes in the satchel.
You mean Beau Brummel was down below?
Yes,
with the
Beau
sack?
Brummel. And Sunday morning, we represented that we were going to early church. And we went down to the corner. He had a cab waiting. And I got in the cab with him. My sister went to church. And we went to a railroad station and flagged the train and went to Corning and were married.
You certainly went to church, didn't
Yes,
you?
we did.
What an adventure. Well, Mrs. Seaman, how did he turn out as a husband?
Fine. I think he's just great.
Ah, it's all that.
And I can reciprocate that.
Attaboy, that's wonderful.
I just received a letter, a question from a listener.
Yes, sir.
This is from Herb Sheldon from NBC. I'd like to know whether he carried her across the threshold.
At that time, not now.
somebody said that you were a singer. Is that so, Mrs. Seaman?
Well, I have done some singing, Mr. Early.
Did you ever hear her sing, sir?
Never in church.
Oh, you did sing in church,
Yes,
huh?
I sing in church, but he doesn't go to church.
Oh! Well, we'll change that after he hears you sing now. Would you sing for us now?
I'd like to.
What will you sing?
I'll sing Brahms' Lullaby.
That's the greatest baby song of all that I know of for National Baby Week. Arlo, will you pick a key for Mrs. Seaman?
Lullaby and good night with roses benight creep into thy bed, their pillow thy head. If God will, thou shalt wake when the morning doth break. If God will, thou shalt wake when the morning doth break.
I'll bet that's certainly one she needs no music for with all those children and grandchildren.
I've done a lot of lullaby singing.
I'll bet you've sung that one many,
Yes,
many a
indeed,
time.
I
That's the
have.
really #1 song in
I
the
think
Baby's
it is,
Gift Parade,
Mr.
isn't it? 44 happy years of married life merit the best in anniversary presents, Mr. and Mrs. Seaman. So please take home with our compliments these gifts as everlasting remembrances of your anniversary and honeymoon in New York. Okay, with that NBC gift table even, Herb, here's a bouquet for you, Mrs. Seaman. Not of flowers. It's made up of 1 dozen pair of beautiful wear-right gloves.
Thank you.
A different style for every occasion.
Beautiful.
And this Mayflower bedspread will look beautiful in your bedroom. It's a lovely design and a washable ABC
thanks.
fabric. And every lady can use slips, especially these fine-fitted Charlou slips. And a gift that you'll cherish for years to
Thank
come is this necklace made of Victoria pearls, the queen of handmade pearls. And for one of the cleanest shaves you've ever had, Mr. Seaman, please use this new Rose razor. And when you feel like relaxing in the evening, slip into these pipe-tone slippers by Peppy. A perfect gift for a man is this set of Myers make gloves, pigskin mocha and soft capeskin. Like old friends, they wear well. And I know that you'll be able to use these. Here are 3 swell, no-fade white broadcloth shirts, and with them you'll need these racks-on ties. And I know they are. A little reminder for both of you is this fascinating new game called eloping. I think you'll have fun with that.
I did it once.
Let's see how the rules apply to what you did. Every home, Mr. and Mrs. Seaman, can use an extra burner or two in the stove. We want you to have this 2-burner White Cross electric stove. And the perfect housewife can always make good coffee, and you can't help but make good coffee if you use this new Vacuumator coffee maker. And a gift that you'll really love is this North Star blanket wardrobe. The wardrobe has 3 all-wool North Star blankets in it. They're beautifully trimmed in a matching satin. Do they make you happy?
Yes,
Very
indeed,
happy.
very happy.
Well,
Mr.
you've made
Hurley.
us happy by coming here.
Well,
You're
thank you
delightful
so
people,
much.
and congratulations on
Thank
your
you very
44th
much.
anniversary. Goodbye.
You better.